everybody, and welcome once again to another video. I am Base Jalaran, and I am in my closet, which is fucking hot, because we are now entering the season where it is a lot harder to do shit in my closet because there's no ventilation in here, and I will die. But regardless, we are here to do my manga pickups for May of 2018. Not a lot to say about this month. A lot of cool shit came out this month, and I'm very, very excited to show you what I picked up. And I should just move right along, and I'll cover some other stuff I want to talk about later in the video. But for now, let's just move on to the manga, and we will start with the used stuff, which I didn't pick up a lot. I didn't pick up a lot of, like, used stuff. One thing that I did get was, Monster Collection Volume 1, which was the one volume that I could not find and did not arrive by the time I filmed my April manga haul. So yeah, that's Monster Collection Volume 1, got that. And then I went to the 2nd and Charles, which is a fuckload far away that I never go to visit because it's like an hour away. But I went there and I found something, and I honestly didn't know it existed because, you know, I don't know anything about, like, the stuff that Tokyopop ever published because I didn't care, but I found this series. It's called The Embalmer, and it's actually by Mitsukazu Mihara, the person who did I See in a Sunflower and Requiem and Phony Brain and Beautiful People, which are three standalone manga that I really, really like. Well, not so much R.I.P. and Phony Brain. But I haven't gotten into this yet. I literally picked it up yesterday, but what I found out was that it's a 7-volume series, and Tokyopop only ever released 4, which sucks. But from looking at it, it looks like it's just a series of short stories. Not really a series of short stories, but it's sort of little, like, vignettes about this guy who's an embalmer. And it looks pretty cool. I mean, I really like Mitsukazu Mihara's stuff, so I'm really excited to dig into that, and I really hope it doesn't end on, like, a cliffhanger or something that leaves you wanting, because we didn't get the last 3 volumes because Tokyopop died. Ugh. How dare they? And the last thing that I got that was used was at the same 2nd and Charles. And we found this, well, my husband found this, and he really, really wanted it. So I figured it's time to start picking up this very specific series. And that would be Oishinbo. Yeah. And from what I've gathered, that this is a sort of like a gathering of stories. Like, it's from a series, and they pick and chose, like, stuff that fit within a theme, and then they published it into these. And this one specifically focuses on izakaya, or pub food. There's, like, 5 other ones that focus on very specific types of Japanese cuisine. And it's not a print series, but it's not a very hard series to find, so it shouldn't be very difficult to collect the rest. So, yeah, that's Oishinbo. And now we move on to the newer stuff. I did pick up 2 light novels this month. I don't collect a lot of light novels in general, but I don't go out of my way to collect light novels if I don't have a lot of money. I don't force myself to buy them if I don't really feel like it, because I read very, very slowly. It's not like manga, where it's like, I have to get this or I'm going to die. But I figured I would catch up on my Nisio scene stuff, because I'm a massive Nisio scene fangirl, so I got Strangulation, excuse me while I butcher the fuck out of this, Kubishime Romanticist, No Longer Human, Hitoshiki Zirozaki. And I do believe this one and Decapitation were previously published by Del Rey, but they weren't very popular. And I do believe that it continues on, like, this is just a series of novels. So I really hope we continue further on in this series, because this was a light novel series that I always kind of wanted to get. But then Vertical started republishing them, so I figured why the fuck not. The other one that I picked up was just Nekomonogatari White, which completes my collection for Nekomonogatari. And yeah, I haven't seen that. There's supposed to have been a new one that came out this month, but I haven't found it. But like I said, I'm never in a huge rush to buy new light novels. I usually wait like a month or two to get a new light novel, because like I said, books are hard and reading is hard, and I don't like reading because I'm stupid. Alright, now we're getting into the new shit, and a lot of cool fuck came out this month. A lot of stuff I've been hyped for months came out this month. It's gonna be a big summer, folks, and we are starting off fucking strong. And the first thing that I got is The Bride Was a Boy. And if you didn't get this book this month, I'm sorry, folks, but you're transphobic. Just kidding. But it is a wonderful, wonderful story about a trans woman. It's just a autobiographical manga about just her transition and meeting her husband, who is the most, like, loving, beautiful person on this planet. Holy fuck. But it's not at the level of, this is not a negative, by the way, it's not at the level of, like, my lesbian experience with loneliness, where a lot of people who weren't LGBT, but were able to connect with the story because of the author's struggles with her mental health and her, like, life situation. This one, it's a lot more simpler. It's just about her transition and her sort of road in her romance with her husband. And there's actually like a lot of like really interesting stuff in here, because she goes into how difficult it is to transition and then get legally married in Japan, at least at the time of this writing. It's a really, really good book, and if you have not picked it up already, I really highly suggest it. It's really, really nice. Like, it's really, really good. Like, I would not lead you astray. It is fantastic and cute as balls. Next, we have Devilman, the Classics Collection, Volume 1. Thick as hell, by the way. It is big as hell, and it's like $30 fucking, so holy shit. But I was super fucking excited for this. I am still super excited for this. I'm hype as fuck. If anybody wants to talk shit about 7 Seas being a publisher who only publishes, like, fan servicey grossness, like, that's an old opinion. That's shit in the past, because I really like where 7 Seas is going. They're putting a lot of effort into expanding their things that they publish. Like they're publishing stuff like The Bride Was a Boy, autobiographical shit like that, and they're publishing these classics, which is fucking wonderful, and like all the manga that's associated with those classics, like all the spin-offs recently, like Devilman G, Grimoire, and Devilman versus Hades, like 7 Seas hate solely based on the fact that you think they only publish one kind of book is shit in the past. But anyway, that's my quick little rant. Yeah, this is absolute beautiful, beautiful publishing. I absolutely adore the quality of 7 Seas' hardcovers. They don't publish a lot of hardcovers, but when they do, it's really, really good. It's really nice matte finish. It's really, really great, and I can't wait for the second one. I don't know when it's coming out, because I didn't really check. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. If you've been caught up in the Devilman hype, definitely look into saving your pretty pennies for this baby, because it is a wonderful thing to add to your collection. Next, we have Hungry for You, Endo Yasuko Stalks the Night, which is a new Yuri that came out this month, and from what I can tell, from what I can gather, is definitely a Yuri. Like, this is unmistakably a Yuri, but it's probably in the same vein of Gakuen Polizi, where it was unmistakably a Yuri, but it was, like, there was definitely girls catching feelings for other girls, but it was just really, really light on, like, the romance element, on, like, the relationship element, and it focused more on other, like, themes within the manga. This is definitely a lighter Yuri. This is not, like, girls being lesbians and kissing each other every volume. This ain't a Citrus. This is a lighter romance. This is a lighter Yuri. It more focuses on the dynamics between the two main girls, one of which being a vampire who does not like revealing that she's a vampire. She reveals that she's like a mass murderer, And then we have the other girl who appears on the back, and her quirk is that she likes to, like, eat food. So in exchange for allowing this girl to suck her blood, this girl buys this girl, like, a shit ton of food because she's, like, broke all the time. But, yeah. If you're going into this expecting, like, a Yuritopia, where girls are just all, like, falling head over heels for each other and just kissing, this may not be the Yuri for you. You might get a little disappointed in Hunger for You, but I honestly like it. I like it. But yeah, don't like. It's really easy because vampires and being gay are like real tight knit, very close hand in hand kind of thing. But don't go expecting high romance in Hungry for You. It's more of a comedy. Next up we have Ruby, Official Manga Anthology Volume 1. This and the ones continuing on from this are going to just focus on like one character per volume. This one obviously focuses on the character of Ruby, and I will tell you right now, if the original Ruby manga, like the one, like the single standalone volume of Ruby, was for Ruby fans, this is definitely something that would probably only really appeal to Ruby fans, because it's an anthology series, so it's a combination of a bunch of artists coming together and just sort of contributing to this manga. And there are, from what I can tell, no actual big name mangaka who contributed to this anthology. What I can assume is that it's a combined work of people from Pixiv, just artists from probably like Pixiv, who you probably have not heard of. So if you are getting this hoping to see somebody, like someone's artwork who you recognize, you probably will not. This is not a series you get because a mangaka you really like contributed to it. You get this because you like Ruby and you just want the Ruby merch. Otherwise, it really will not appeal to you. I'm saying this as a Ruby fan who is just waiting really patiently for the Weiss anthology to come out, but yeah, it's not going to impress you if you do not like Ruby. If you just get it because you think it'll be interesting, it probably will not be a very interesting read for you. I'm just telling you right now that that is probably gonna be the case. And next up, we got Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts. And holy fuck, this manga healed my furry soul. There is just a very special place in my heart for pairings where you have a very tiny, like, very cute character and a big, buff, furry monster man. And, like, there's, like, a scene where she cuddles up into specifically his fuzzy fucking tail, and my soul was lifted into heaven because holy shit. But yeah, this is definitely one of those Beauty and the Beast sort of tales. If you like that sort of thing, I definitely suggest looking into it. It's real nice, and it especially appealed to me in that furry kind of way. Next up, remember last month when I was talking about Claymore, and I was like, shit, Claymore was really interesting. I'd really like to get into shonen manga that's about the same length, like Full Metal Alchemist. Well, shit, guess what came out this month, lads? And I figured, now is the time. And that would be Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal Edition Volume 1. And this is probably the highest quality book Viz has put out ever. It is really, really close to the quality of the Gundam The Origin manga. Like, this is even a lot higher quality than the JoJoniums. Like, they put a lot more effort into this than they did the JoJoniums. It is a beautiful hardcover. The pages are glossy photo paper. Beautiful, 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 like high quality paper. And it's just fucking wonderful. Like, there's like, it doesn't really work because the page kind of just flops out, but there's like a cool like translucent page over the art of this Art of Ed in the front. It's so good. It is so good. If you are a Full Metal Alchemist fan, if you are looking into possibly collecting Full Metal Alchemist, definitely look into the Full Metal edition because it is so good. So good. Next up, we have the manliest fucking manga to ever fucking manly, and that is Colosseum, Volume 1, and holy fucking shit. Let me just tell you about Colosseum really quick. It centers around these bracelets that when you wear them, you are impervious to weapons, man-made weapons, bullets, knives, fucking bombs. You cannot be hurt by the weapons of man. The only way you can be hurt is by somebody punching you. Skin has to connect with skin, and that's the only way you can fight. And the Russians have mass-produced these, and they're gonna we need to make the world a more peaceful place, and so we need to make it so man-made weapons are obsolete, and the only way we can fight each other is with our fists. And it is the most manliest manga. As you can see here on the cover, you have President for Life, Vladislav Putinov, who is based definitely on who you think he is, chopping off a tiger's head with his bare fucking hands. You have a dude suplexing literally 100 men at once. You have people who can only be defeated. They are so fucking huge that the only way to defeat them is to use their own body weight against them and suplex them so hard into the ground that their brain explodes. You have literal historical figure Rasputin, who is just a character in this manga. It is so manly. It goes past being cool and starts being fucking hilarious. Oh my god. It is just bizarre as fuck. And also Hillary Clinton, President of the United States. But yeah, that's a really good manga. I definitely suggest looking into it. It is fucking crazy as hell. Alright, and finally, we have the Ancient Magus's Bride Merkmal official guidebook. I fucking love this. It's a guidebook for the manga. It contains character profiles, it contains initial designs for the characters, it contains this really old kind of rough draft of the original first chapter in the manga before it probably got changed in post and kind of got reworked. It's got color pages of promotional artwork that the artist did. It's got an interview with the artist at the very back that's actually really long. It's got notes about the world and world building. This is wonderful, and I really wish we saw more of this. I know Viz does a couple of guidebooks, but only for their mainline series like Naruto and Bleach and Death Note. I'd really like to see this for other shit. I have that Volume 0 guidebook for Inoboku Secret Service, which is essentially this. I'd like to see a lot more guidebooks for smaller series that are like the Ancient Magus's Bride stuff that tells you about the world, and about the characters, and about the initial process of creating the manga. I really like that shit. I love that shit, and I'm really sad that we don't have a lot more. I'm really sad that there isn't a larger market for that here in the West, because I fucking love guidebooks. Nah. And now we're just going to get into the continued stuff. I'm going to speed things up a little, because I don't have a lot of stuff to say about a lot of these. First up, we have Tales of Wedding Rings, Volume 2. I'm really, really liking the very subtle poly element in here. The polyamory element in this. It's not very strong. It kind of falls back on basic manga and anime conventions where you have the one girl who's really jealous of all these other girls in the harem because she saw the dude first. But there's still a very, very light polyamory element in this manga, and I fucking love it. Also, new elf wife, everybody. Say hello to the new elf waifu. New entry to the elf waifu collection. I love her. She's great. But yeah, it's Tales of Wedding Rings, Volume 2. Next we have Kakegurui, Volume 5. We are about to depart from where the anime left off, and we're going to go into new territory, probably starting next volume, which I'm fucking excited for. I'm very, very excited. Also, I don't know, if you collect Kakegurui, you're going to notice this, is the spine is white, and up until Volume 4, they were alternating between white, black spines, and the Volume 4 spine was white, and now Volume 5 spine is white, and it's going to throw off the order of the white, black spines, and I'm really afraid it's going to do what Knights of Sidonia did, where it looked like there was a pattern going, and then it's all like, nope, they're all just going to be red now. No, we changed our mind, they're all going to be black now. Nope, they're all red now. It makes the spines just feel a little unorganized when there was an obvious pattern in the beginning, but then they're all like, fuck it, never mind. That's just a little nitpick, next up we have New Game Volume 2. I haven't gotten into this one yet, but I'm very excited to. I loved Volume 1 of New Game, and I can't wait to get into Volume 2. Next up we have Ajin Volume 11. There is really literally nothing to say about Ajin at this point. If you like Ajin, you are collecting Ajin. If you don't know anything about Ajin, well then shit, you don't know anything about Ajin. If you want to get Ajin, like, and I'm just, like, I love Ajin so much, but I'm also so tired of having to, like, just get Ajin. It's this weird sort of, like, fatigue with Ajin. Next up we have Arakawa Under the Bridge, Volume 3. I haven't gotten to this one yet. I haven't gotten to a lot of them yet. Not a lot of reading. But I'm very, very excited about this one. I love just the screwball comedies like Arakawa Under the Bridge, where everything's just ridiculous as fuck. I love that. Next up we have Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt, Volume 7. Just some good old Gundam stuff. More of that good, sweet Gundam goodness this month. Next up we have Anonymous Noise, Volume 8. This came out early in the month, and I have such a bad memory, I can't even remember what happened. That might say something about this manga, but this might also say something about me. But, yeah, that's Anonymous Noise, Volume 8, just kind of plodding along with that series. Next up we have Kaguya-sama, Love is War, Volume 2. An absolutely wonderful, kind of like rom-com. I absolutely adore it. It's just so fucking hilarious. I definitely suggest looking into it if you haven't already. It's a fun little comedy about these two really smart people who are like the vice president and the president of this school, who believe that if you are the person to admit that you like somebody first, you are kind of like the lesser, you were the loser, you gave in to your feelings first. And so the basic, like, element is that they're trying to trick the other one into admitting that they have caught feelings for the other one, and it's just really fucking hilarious. Next up we have Children of the Whales, Volume 4. Another excellent addition to the series. If you haven't started this already, I definitely highly suggest picking it up. It's definitely one of those that is going to be universally loved. Viz is really good at picking these manga that everybody really likes. Everybody tends to really enjoy. And so this is definitely probably one of them. I definitely suggest looking into it if you have not looked into Children of the Whales already. It is a really cool story, a really cool world that they've got going there. Next up we have Nameless Asterism, Volume 2. I was really excited about this manga because I was all like, oh, it's called Yuri Love Triangle. And I remember saying in my video where I introduced Volume 1, I was really hoping that there was going to be like some polyamory. I fucking love polyamory stories. Like, God. And so when I saw like, oh, it's a Yuri Love Triangle, there's going to be polyamory, and then I heard that it doesn't wind up that way, I still love Nameless Asterism, but like my hype for this series cooled exponentially when I figured out that it doesn't wind up with all three girls being all like, you know what, we all love each other, it's threesome. But yeah, that's Nameless Asterism, Volume 2. Getting some... throat's getting dry. We have Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Volume 6. We actually learn a little bit more about Toru in this one, which is kind of hilarious, because you think you know like everything about Toru, but you actually get to learn about kind of like her childhood, and what brought her to Earth in the first place before she met Miss Kobayashi. And yeah, it's not just a lot of like fun filler fan service in this one. There's actually some like plot related stuff going on. So yeah, that's really refreshing. Still hate Lulu though. Lulu is still the bad element in this story. Next up we have Joanna and the Dragon 7 Kingdoms, Volume 2. This is going to be a 3-volume series, so I decided not to read this one, and I'm going to wait till Volume 3 comes out, and then I'll binge it. But yeah, this is going to be complete in 3 volumes, which is really nice. I really like those quick, short series that are kind of cool. I really like that. My wallet really likes that. Next up we have Spirits and Cat Ears, Volume 6. This more cute sort of fluff. I really thought that we were going to get back into more like plot-related stuff, more important things, but it's just more faffing around in this one. Maybe that's just going to be what the series is, just a lot of faffing around, when I really thought they were going to get serious. Guess not. But I still really love it. I really love the art. Absolutely love the story. I just wish there was a lot less the characters kind of like fucking around and just doing like sort of just chapter by chapter stuff instead of like an ongoing plot. I guess Inuboku's Secret Service sort of spoiled me on like the fan service story with a plot. Next up we have Sweetness and Lightning Volume 10, which is great. I feel like the series might be coming, I don't know how long Sweetness and Lightning is, but I feel like the series is coming to an end because you have the high school character, the high school girl. She's graduating from high school, so I kind of wonder if it's going to end soon, but I don't know. We will see. Next up we have Scum's Wish Volume 7. Next volume is the last volume. I'm desperate to know how this series ends because, like, everything's crashing down at this point. There's so much, like, drama and shit going on. I'm just like, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna get their feelings crushed? What's gonna happen? I'm just so excited for Volume 8. I cannot wait to find out what happens in the end. Like, I'm so hype. My voice is starting to go. Next we have To Love Ru. The 4th omnibus with volumes 7 and 8. I haven't gotten into this one yet. I honestly haven't read the last volume, so I'm a little behind. But, yeah, I'm just continuing to collect To Love Ru. Still not very motivated to get To Love Ru Darkness. If the ending to To Love Ru is not very substantial, if I feel like it's lacking, I will maybe possibly look into Darkness. But, like I said, until then, I'm going to hold off on buying Darkness. Somewhat for a financial reason and somewhat for the reason of interest. But yeah, continuing on, we have Forbidden Scrollery Volume 3. I haven't gotten into this one yet, but I'm very excited. I know I like Aiko Wanagon, like I've never played Toho, but the art in this is just so beautiful. It's just really amazing. I wonder if I can find like a really good page. Like, there's just so much like cool artwork in these. Like even if you're like not really into Toho, there's still a lot of like world building elements. There's a lot of like really cool shit that goes on in these manga, and they're just a treat for the eyes. Honestly, the character designs are just cute as fuck. It's just wonderful, and I can't find something that shows that off to any degree. That would be very impressive. Shit, but yeah. Forbidden Scrollery, it's pretty good. I really like it. I really like the whole, like, fantastical element. And finally, we have, it's upside down, Delicious in Dungeon, Volume 5. This is where we depart from just the day-to-day adventures of this group that's going through this dungeon to try and rescue Dude's sister. And every once in a while we make some food. It's just fun. It's lighthearted. We get into serious character development and shit in this one. And from here on, Delicious in Dungeon will not be the same. It is... this is where I went from liking the series to falling absolutely in love with this series. If you have not started collecting Delicious in Dungeon, what the fuck are you doing? Get down there, get down to your bookstores, get online to Amazon, get on to whatever used place you go, and just get Delicious in Dungeon. It is so good. Like, it starts off as like a fun cooking manga adventure where we're going to the dungeon to rescue one of our characters' little sister, and it ends, it hasn't really ended yet, but it becomes this such a wonderful, wonderful story, and it begins here. This is where Delicious in Dungeon kicks the fuck off. Like, holy shit. And that is it. This video is about to get super too long for my camera, so I can't really tell you anything. I can't really explain anything. I can't really go into detail about other stuff, but I will in the future in another video. So until then, I will see you all in the next video, whenever that may be. Planning on doing some more Yubisaki milk tea rant stuff. Planning on doing an unhaul video. We're gonna do a lot of shit. It's gonna be a fun summer, and we're going to die in this closet because it is too fucking hot. And yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.